So if healing allows us to come to a place of renewal and a different mindset, a different version of ourselves, a more elevated, more truer version of ourselves, then what does not healing mean? It, for me personally, it means I end up being stuck in my own personal prison. Because if we have a belief system, any belief system at all, that says we don't have to do anything, that we just need to remain in our comfort zone all the time, and we never need to leave our comfort zone because we're too fearful of it and we allow fear to dominate our lives, then we lose all the perspective that we, as human beings, have the ability to explore about our own selves, our own place in our lives, and our own space here on this earth. So why do I say this? I had a friend who did the most amazing thing. We were working together on healing many different things, and I was working a lot on death, because as a teenager I almost died, and then twice as an adult I came very close. In fact, once I had more than what I thought was a near-death experience. I actually left my body and came back. So I'm always fascinated by dying, because I believed very strongly that the way we lived our lives also determined the way that we died. And then I really realized that there was a belief system that was locking me in. My beliefs are what create my own personal prison. So I ask you, what are your own beliefs that imprison you into thinking only a certain way, doing certain things, believing certain things, eating certain things, allowing only certain people into your life? We narrow and constrict ourselves very much when we have belief systems. So I began to realize that for me, all my beliefs were my own personal prisons, and that I needed to look at all my beliefs. I needed to really excavate them from deep within inside of me, just like go on an archaeological dig, an emotional, mental, and belief system archaeological dig, and pull them out, bring them to light, and let go of them. And so in pursuing death, all the different cultures around death, all the different ways in which different cultures view death, I learned so much, and I learned to let go of so many. And one of these things that I learned was from the Tibetans. They have a book on living and dying, which I thoroughly recommend, and it's a fat book, so it will take you a while. If you want a shorter version, I would like to recommend to you the Tibetan Book of the Dead. I think you will learn so much from it, and that you will get to a different place from it. And so you have an idea what this is like. I will actually read you a quote from the Tibetan Book of the Dead. It's a very interesting quote to me, because it starts with, practice giving things away. Not just things that you don't care for, but things you do like. And therein lies the key. Remember, it is not the size of the gift. It is the quality and the amount of mental attachment that you overcome when you give it away that counts. Again, it's the mental attachment you want to release. So don't bankrupt yourself on a momentary positive impulse only to regret it later. Rather, give thought to giving. Give small things carefully and observe the mental processes going along with the act of releasing the little thing that you like. I love this, because I think this is true giving. When we give of ourselves, we're giving away something that we like and that we really enjoyed and we would like to keep, but we realize it's better to pass it on. So I was very, very impressed and very, very motivated when I learned of a tribe in the northwest United States. They lived on, I believe, an island. And every year, I don't remember the name of this ritual, but every year they had this day where you could go to each member's house of the tribe, and you could take anything you wanted from the house. So you'd go, for example, to maybe your next door neighbor, and you would take from there a hat, or maybe a book that you've always wanted to read, or you might take a jacket that you really had liked on that person. And then somebody at the same time was going to your house and taking something that you liked as well. I love that because it meant people were letting go. We are not of the belief that we are only worth what we have. They were no longer of the belief that our value is determined by what we possess, by what we own. This cleared up any belief system in ownership to me. If you knew that next year somebody's going to come into your house and take whatever it is that they wanted, and you in kind were going to go into somebody else's house and take whatever it is you wanted. And so, all the things in the community kept getting shifted from home to home. I love this concept, and I thought, oh, I need to start this and open up my home for people to come in and take what they want, but then I need to in kind be able to go into their home. Of course, I couldn't find enough people to allow me to do this. But I still have this in my intentions to do as well. I really love this idea that we do not become the things we are. We do not get attached to them. I love the idea of non-attachment, which is a very big teaching of some of the religions of the world, especially those taught by the teachings of the Buddha. The idea of non-attachment, because it's the things to which we attach that create our own personal prisons. Think about it. The belief systems to which you're attached. If you're attached to them, that means you cease to grow beyond them. That means there's no opening outside of them for you. That means you're closed in, you're constricted by that belief. If you let go of the belief, then you let go of something that's imprisoning you, because a prison only comes in when we want to constrict ourselves and constrain ourselves, and when we believe in fear. But when we're willing to just let go of everything, especially every belief system, then we're open to all the magic that the universe has in store for us. And then we can open up to things like this book, which is The Right Use of Will, Healing and Evolving. I love this. It's just this, by evolving our emotional being, we evolve into magnificent beings of art and beauty and truth and grace, but specifically of love. So what belief systems do you hold on to which you think you would never want to give up? How about a little challenge here? Give them up for a day. Give them up for a week or two. And see how much that opens you up to parts of yourself that you've not yet healed, parts of yourself that you've not yet manifested. You begin to see beauty that you never realized existed. You begin to go deeper into a place of love, because if you want to manifest love, if you want to be a place of love, if you want to be love, we must give up our belief systems, because that's what restricts us, constricts us, narrows us, and also imprisons us. So please write below exactly what it is that you would like to give up. And in the meantime, I'm going to read to you something that I think is interesting. It's called Finding a Piece of the Truth, and it's from Treasures of the Heart, A Guide to Daily Living by Benny Liao. One day Mara, the evil one, was traveling through the villages of India with his attendants. He saw a man doing walking meditation, whose face was lit up in wonder. The man had just discovered something on the ground in front of him. Mara's attendant asked what that was, and Mara replied, "A piece of truth." "Doesn't this bother you when someone finds a piece of truth, oh evil one?" his attendant asked. "No," Mara said. Right after this, they usually make a belief out of it. The minute we have a belief, all the beauty, all the truth is lost. So please, in your comments below, let me know what beliefs you might be willing to give up, or those you definitely are willing to give up, which ones you think have restricted you, which ones you've already let go of, and that you've found has really opened you up to a life of bliss and more truth and more beauty and grace and love. And then click on the subscribe button below and on the notification button, and let me know what you would like also to speak about during these elegantly raw tidbits. So I invite you to give up the belief system that has held you back all this time. If you're in a place of harm, if you're in a place of hate, if you're in a place of fear, just give up the belief system behind the fear. Come out from behind the rocks and come out into the light and embrace your magnificence and your beauty, your truth, and most of all, be loved.